With 2022 approaching, James Ford Yorkshire United's team are well and truly on with their pre-season preparations. Since our last game of 2021, several Knights have represented their country internationally, including Jack Teanby, who made his Scotland debut.
Yeah, it were phenomenal. It's an honour to obviously represent your family, and obviously my granddad were a big part of my life. So being able to represent him and his heritage, it were one of the top things I've done here. After playing at Wembley last year, that's another big achievement. So I really enjoyed it. He used to play himself. I think he had to retire a bit earlier from Rugby League, obviously due to injury, but he's always pushed me. He's pushed a few of my cousins. Obviously they've pulled away for injury as well. So I'm probably the only one still going. So obviously to represent him still, that's like a big achievement. Yeah, definitely. It's everyone's dream to get an international game against some of the best teams in the world. We've got Australia in there, and it's to play against some of them. It's going to be an hard challenge, but I'm really looking forward to it if they're selected. Yeah, it's been tough. Really enjoying it though. Boys have gelled well. We're getting on a little bit more. Obviously last year with COVID, we couldn't do as much social things together. So this year we've implemented a big thing on that to make sure our boys get to know each other a lot more. And it's showing on the field. Everyone knows each other, and it's just performing better. So it's been tough as well. Conditioning with Metcalfe. He's pushing us in the gym. Obviously making us a lot stronger. So yeah, really enjoying it. Yeah, definitely. Tim were always there in the back of your mind. If you didn't do it, he'd be there with your ass shouting at you. So obviously I need to sort of pull up my game now and be able to do that on my own, and hopefully do that to the younger boys that are coming through. He loves it. He loves Rugby League, and that sort of shows with what he does with us. If we're not doing something right, he'll shoot your ass and tell you straight away that this is wrong. That you need to do it like this. So he's been a good coach so far, and I'm looking forward to finishing 2022 season with him.
A new arrival joining Jack in the Knights pack for 2022 is Masi Matongo, a new recruit from Hull FC. Here he discusses how he's settling in and linking up with a good mate.
It's been great to be honest. Obviously Fordy's drilled his ethos into us straight away, and we know what's expected of us. So it's been good, and all the boys have been ripping in, watching them train, and doing my own rehab and getting through it. And then now I'm back in training with the boys. It's been real good, and I've enjoyed every minute of it so far. So I did my meniscus, which basically the shock absorber in your knee, so I did that and had that repaired. So now things are going well, and just got to keep training and build that robustness back up and keep going. But it's been good so far, and fingers crossed it stays that way. Definitely, because if you're not playing well or training well, then it is what it is. You're not going to be in the team. So it makes me stay focused and keep working hard, and prove to Fordy that I deserve to be in the team. Obviously I want to get there myself and also help the team get there too. I want to make sure that York get there too. So obviously I played against some great players, and we will play against some more great players this year in Championship, as some squads have done some great recruitment, but so have we, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. It's obviously been good to me and Liam travel together, so it's been good to have him here again, and doing my heading as usual. So it's been good to see him and catch up with him and see how he's doing too.
First and foremost, thanks to John and Fordy for bringing me back. It's an absolute pleasure to be back, and I'm enjoying coming to training every day, and it's something that you don't get very often. And I know that might sound a bit mad, but it can become a bit of a chore rather than something you love to do. And I've definitely got that back. I love coming to train every day. The boys are great. I love the culture here. So settling pretty well. Massive, absolutely massive. York's a great club, and everyone talks about the facilities, how good they are. So I don't need to go on about that. But him as a coach, and I like to think he's still got his teaching side. I still can learn so much off him, and I'm really looking forward to kicking on, being under him for the first time on a permanent basis. Absolutely, and sometimes you can get a bit comfortable if there's only two of you, and we've probably all experienced that in our careers so far. So to have three really good halves, and Marsh, who can also fill in there, and that puts us to 4. It keeps you on your toes, and it brings the best out of you and drives the standard of training too. So mate, it's really good, man. I hope we all stay fit and healthy, and we all can do his best for the team. I actually made my senior debut for Rovers with Jamie, and it was class then, and I seen so much what he can do on the training field, and when I was watching him play, and I roomed with him in Tenerife as well. He's a great bloke, proper good bloke as well. So I'm looking forward to learning off him and competing with him too. Yeah, class mate. He's just got back on the field really, because I've been giving him a bit of stick. Told him he's come here for an holiday, and he's back on the field now, and I'm just buzzing for him because he'll show what he can do on the field, and I'm just hoping he can really enjoy it here like I do, and bring the best out of his rugby, because he's a Super League standard player, and I'm sure Fordy will get the best out of him.
A key member of the Knights backroom staff is strength and conditioning coach James Metcalfe. Here he discusses his role with the club, the importance of it, and the players he's been working with closely through pre-season.
Yeah, so overall specifically, my role is to enhance the players' athletic ability, and also the big important one is to keep them on the pitch. That's the big one. Make sure that they're out there playing to the maximal potential. To be able to do that, you've got to have obviously a very good knowledge of the sport, but not only of the sport, but also the actual physical demands of the sport and the physical characteristics what players have to be able to compete well at the sport. The hardest thing around the sport of rugby league is it requires pretty much every physical quality you can think about, and that's where the real challenge comes in terms of how you prepare players for the actual competition. So for example, players not only have to be big and strong, but they also have to be fast, they have to be powerful, they have to be fit, and they have to be able to do repeat high intensity efforts over the period of 80 minutes. So as you can imagine, that's where the real challenging part of preparing these players for the sport is. So specifically what I do is to measure those physical qualities. I will put together a battery of tests. Those battery of tests are specifically designed to look at each one of those physical qualities that I've just mentioned. So once the data's in, I take a close look at that data. The good thing is there's quite a lot of research out there around the physical demands of rugby league and these physical qualities. So what I'll do is I'll compare these players to Super League players specifically. And not only from that data can I compare players, compare them against each other within the team, compare them against other teams, and also against different levels, international, Super League, NRL for example. But then from that data I can also devise plans. So for example, in the gym, getting athletes to perform 1 RM, 1 repetition max back squat. From that data I can then use percentages of that one rep max and start to program for specific adaptations, what I want, for example, whether I want them to get bigger, whether I want them to get stronger, whether I want them to get more powerful. So using that data I can work that out, and again specifically for running as well, I can use the distance what they cover in specific tests, such as the 5-minute run, to then be able to prescribe running intensities above their what we call maximal aerobic speed. It does also help us inform returning players back to sport, so using that data to try and get them back to that point, or again even better to try and enhance them beyond that point. So I've had a lot of contact with Brendan this year, with Ronan, Sam Davis obviously, who's come from London, who had an ACL, so pretty similar to Morgan last year in terms of the pathway of trying to get him back into play. Overall the lads are progressing excellent. They're really committed. I think this is the most committed team I've ever come across when it comes to rehabilitation. Really enthusiastic, really putting everything into their effort. Big one is Brendan. This year he's flying. He's just so eager to get back onto the pitch. Sometimes too eager. We've got to pull him back a little bit, but that's what you like to see. So Brendan, he's progressing really nicely. He's out on the pitch running. So obviously last year he had an extremely rare injury, one that I've never come across, and something that we struggled to diagnose last year. But when we've got it, we've really been able to nail it down, target it, and really bring him back stronger than ever. And from how he's progressing, I think he's going to come back better than he come to us last year. So I can't complain around that. Again, same with Ronan. Ronan's one of those people where you've got to try and pull him back, and same with Sam. They're all at a point where they'll nearly be ready to be thrown into training and to get stuck out there with boys like I know that they want to.
One of the Knights' assistant coaches, Will Leatt, leads York St John University's Rugby League team as part of the club's wider partnership. Here he discusses how much he enjoys that role, as well as his role working with North East universities in the off-season, and how AJ Towse is doing playing for York St John Rugby League team.
Yeah, really enjoy it. Yeah, get to meet people you'd never normally meet, and also coach rugby to people that would never probably play if they were at university. So you get varying levels, and it can be a challenge, but it's really rewarding as well. It's really good. Really enjoyed it, working with a new group outside of the nights. Got to see some sort of the top of University Rugby League with the Northumbria lads up there. It was a really good experience. Really well. It's been a challenge for him, moving, obviously training with us and playing with us as a winger. He's gone in at that level and played half for us. So I think that's really helped develop his understanding and some of his skills that he wouldn't necessarily get to use on the wing. I think he's enjoyed it, and it's been a challenge. He's been doing a lot of work playing and training with us, but overall a good experience.
After starting at university in September, AJ talks us through his experience so far, including with the Rugby League team.
It's been good actually, it's been a different experience, playing in the halves and different team, new boys, different competition. It's all different kettle of fish really. It's just playing against people my age sort of as well is a bit different, so it's been good.
And do you think that it helps you having that experience coming into the night's training as well?
Yeah, absolutely, because I get to do things at university games that I definitely wouldn't be able to do at the nights, playing out of position, kicking a bit, some plays and stuff that I just wouldn't normally do, so kind of take these skills that I've been learning in defence and attack, transfer them back over to my position. Uni's great, freshers knocked me off my feet a little bit, that's all I'll say, but after recovering from that it's been really good, and the course is going well, the facilities and the whole place is great. They're just opening a new building, and yeah, it's really good. Amazing really, new stadium, facilities, obviously the atmosphere was brilliant, getting people back in the stands again, which is what we all want. It just makes me excited for the season coming and see what we can do, get some many fans in there as we can, COVID permitted, and see what we can do. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've come from humble beginnings, as it were, at our amateur clubs with not much academy prospects, and then being seen by Fordy and Will and being given an opportunity. I think we all responded to that the right way and really put the work in and got to where we are together first and foremost. So